friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, and today we're going to talk about the Monstera Adasonii, also known as a Swiss cheese vine or a monkey mask plant. So they're actually cousins of the really popular right now, really on-trend plant, the Monstera deliciosa, but obviously this one is a lot smaller, and it ends up trailing kind of like a pothos or some philodendrons. And this one will eventually trail, but obviously it's quite small at the moment. I grew it from a cutting, and so like all things, they take time to grow. So mine's just a little baby. One day you're gonna grow big and strong. I know it. So before we get into it, I just wanted to say, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on what other plant things you'd like me to talk about, and subscribe for more videos from me. So alright, let's get into it. First off, water. When it comes to watering your Monstera Adasonii, they like to be moist pretty often, but not like soggy and wet. So it's best to know when to water them by doing the finger test or the moisture meter test. And you want to make sure that the soil is dry about an inch or two down, depending on how big your plant is. And in order to test that, you can either use your finger and stick it in and see if it goes down to about the first knuckle, or you can use a moisture meter, which is what I use, to tell if it needs a water. So it's really important that you keep them in a pot with really good drainage. You can see I have mine in its nursery pot and then within a decorative pot. I think I probably water it about every week or two, depending on how dry the weather is. Seems to be doing fine. I haven't really experienced a water problem with this one yet. So if your leaves are yellowing, it's a sign of either over or under watering. So take a look at your watering schedule and see if its soil's too dry, you're probably underwatering, and if the soil's too wet, you're probably overwatering. So stop doing what you're doing and reevaluate your life choices. When it comes to light, Monstera Adasonii like bright but indirect light. They can handle a little bit of morning direct sunlight, maybe like an hour or two, but all day, definitely not afternoon sun, because it's quite a bit hotter. Try and keep it in bright but indirect light. It can handle a little bit lower of light as well, but it's not ideal. So bright but indirect, just give it that. It should be fine. I keep this one about 2 meters or 6 feet away from a northeast facing window in my bedroom, like I keep almost all of my plants. And he seems to be thriving there. It's been a lot of growth since I got him, which is good. So seems to be pretty happy. He actually just popped out this new leaf here. It's a slightly lighter green, that's how you can tell, and it's a little bit curly because it's just been unfurling. When it comes to temperature, they like it fairly warm, between 16 to 27 degrees Celsius or 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit is their ideal. They can handle a little bit lower, probably down to about 12 Celsius or 50 to 53 Fahrenheit, but it's obviously not ideal. They'll probably won't grow nearly as fast. Also, you want to make sure you avoid drafts because they don't like them, so don't give it to them. This one did fine surviving London winter, but I'm pretty sure my house didn't get below 12 degrees, so that's good. Humidity is probably one of the most important things for these guys. They really like it quite humid, probably a bit over average household humidity, so it's suggested that you do have a humidifier. I personally don't. I keep it around a bunch of other houseplants, and so they kind of give humidity to each other. I also mist him regularly when I mist most of my other plants, so probably about every day or every other day. If your bathroom gets enough light, you can keep them in your bathroom. Mine doesn't, so I don't. I'm sure I could occasionally take it in and have a shower with it, but that's just a lot of effort. I would have to do it for all my other plants, they would get jealous, so I don't do that. But the best bet is probably to get a humidifier, especially for the drier months, because he likes it. He likes it like that, nice and moist. When it comes to feeding, it's best to fertilize about every 2 weeks to a month in the spring and summer, and not at all in winter. I think I pretty much do as recommended, but I do dilute my fertilizer to half strength because I'm paranoid about over-fertilizing my plants. So it's best to be too little than too much, because they can grow without fertilizer. It helps give them a little boost if you give it to them. When it comes to soil, it is important that the soil it's in is well draining, because if it's not well draining, they can get waterlogged, root rot, die. I personally make my own soil. I use about 60% cocoa coir, 20% worm castings, and 20% perlite in this mix, and it seems to be doing well with that, which is really good. So propagation of Monstera Adansonia is super easy. I actually got this cutting from Propagation, and my friend just gave me a cutting, and I stuck it in water and roots grew. And here it is, a plant. Now, months down the line, all you have to make sure that you do is cut just below a node, about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 centimeter, and stick it in water, and roots will grow out of that node, and eventually you'll be able to pot it up in soil once the roots are nice and strong. Monstera Adansonia are toxic to pets, so you do want to make sure that if you have them, that you keep them out of reach of your pets, because it can cause swelling and burning and vomiting and drooling, and so we don't want that. Ideally, you probably shouldn't give it to your kids either, but I haven't read anything saying that it's bad for children. So keep it out of reach of your pets. Don't let your pets eat your plants, because it kills them often, and then it kills your plants, and so you lose. Killing everything. We don't want that. So that's it. That's all you need to know in order to take care of your Monstera Adansonii. I hope this video helped and that you found it interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other plants you'd like me to talk about next, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hope this video helped and that you found it interesting. Stop texting me!